Hey y'all, welcome to my page. And today I am talking to millennial women just like me. The title of this video is to find guidance through self healing and self discovery. And the reason this video is so important is because if you're anything like me, you're kind of in a space where you have the discipline, you have the drive, you have the tenacity to do something great with your life. Like, you know that you are destined to do something great, not only for yourself, but to impact your family, to impact our communities. Like, you know that you are the one. And we're also in this space, we're also in between on the other side of living a life of personal fulfillment, enjoyment, fun, just no boundaries. We want to explore. We don't want to be so rigid. And sometimes it can cause inner conflict because those two sides are so opposite. We're like between, I don't know if it's the baby boomers and then the Gen Zers, but we're between this responsible set of people, but then we're also on the other side, the Gen Zers, they're just living their best lives. And so we have this duality between us, and we really want to understand how we can find guidance. There's so much information out there. There's so many people sharing messages based on their own personal experiences, and we're all just trying to figure it out, right? And so this is what I want to tell you. I want to tell you that the best way for you to find the answers specifically suited for you, because remember, anyone that you're listening to, any book that you read, whether it's a book on self-healing, whether it's a religious book, it doesn't matter. They are all based on the mind and the delivery of that specific person. And so you have to start to develop your own self-talk. You have to start to develop listening skills, listening to your soul. You have to listen to your soul, you have to listen to your heart, your gut. And the only way that you're going to start trusting yourselves, because this might be a big thing, right? Because if you've never had a relationship with yourself or have been able to ask yourself deep rooted questions and get the answers to them, then this is something new for you, and that's totally fine. But you have to start to try. And it's not to say that every response you get to for yourself is going to be what you think is the correct thing. But what it will do is put you in a position where you have to start acting and behaving on the answers that you receive from yourself. The quicker you start to actually go forth with what you believe is true and what you believe is right, only then will you be able to have an experience that will develop you into the person who has more sense of self, who has better direction of self, who has the grounding and the answers that you're looking for. So in short form, fail fast, right? Let me give you an example. Let's say let's say I want to date someone. Everybody loves talking about relationships, so let's talk about relationships. Let's say I want to date someone and I'm not sure if this is the right person for me, right? Um, and I start talking to myself about it. Do I like him? Do I not like him? What are some things I can deal with? What are some things that I can't deal with? You know, First of all, recognize that if you are answering yourself, you are only answering yourself based on the life experiences that you have already had. So if you have not experienced certain things, you may make a judgment based out of being naive about it. And not to say that it's wrong, not to say that it's right. It's just that you haven't reached that level of awareness or understanding yet. And that's fine. But you cannot be afraid to take action based on what you feel is right for your specific life, because only you know the things that you've gone through or how you felt at your deepest. Only you know what vision has been placed inside of your mind's eye. And so you have to really start to develop some trust within yourself so that you can make these decisions around your life and not necessarily need to go seeking the answers. Now, I'm not saying that others are not wise. Absolutely. You see my nightstand. I have books. I have journals. This is what I do, right? And so, yes, seeking the wisdom of others is great, but you have to learn to go within yourself first, right? Because they are only telling you things based on their experience and what they've done. And you can go and try to mimic someone else's success in a part of their life, whether they're successful in their relationships or if they're successful at work or, they're successful in their social life, or their spiritual life, right? They can only give you the steps and the tools that they use for themselves, but you are not them. So while you can take insight from someone else, you really have to also determine if everything that they say is applicable to you in your life or not. And if it is or if it's not, it really doesn't matter. Only you can determine what is right for you and what does not fit in your life. So I really want to encourage you to start doing things that can help you connect better with yourself. Some of the things that I do, and I know it may be repetitive or sound cliche if you are on your self healing journey, but repetition is the best way to really get the message clear in your subconscious. You have to understand from the time that we were born, from the time that we were in our mother's wombs, we have been we have been impacted with words, emotions, our environments, our communities, all of those things have shaped us. We have never said that this is what I am going to create in my life until we reach adulthood. And then we have to go back all those years, unravel all of the things that have been layered upon us, and then recreate ourselves. And so, this is why, right now, as a millennial woman, it is the optimal time for you to begin that journey because you have some experience, you know what you like, what you don't like. You're grown enough to make decisions for your life and take accountability for your life as well. And you can take care of yourself, right? You should be in a space where you can take care of yourself. So, if all else fails, if your relationship fails, you don't have a job, your family doesn't like you, whatever it is, you always have yourself. This is why it's such an important thing for you to right now be focused on how you can develop the best relationship with yourself so that you can make decisions that will align with the person that you want to be. Okay. So it doesn't matter where you are right now, what trials and tribulations you're going through, you are in the right place at the right time. But if you have those, if you are aware that it's time for change, if you're aware that something isn't right, or you're contemplating too much about something, it's okay to seek other places, but let's start doing things that can help us center ourselves and get in connection with ourselves, right? So one thing you can do is really start to um, go through your history every day, right? If every day you can just start journal entries of the earliest memory that you have of yourself, right? If you can just start there and really take your time, don't rush through this process. Start writing down exactly what you remember about yourself, but not only yourself. This is why it's going to be a timely exercise. Write down what you remember about yourself, about your home, about the things that you were doing as a child, about who was around. Most importantly, the way you felt about things. See, this is what therapists do, really. They keep asking you why, when did this happen, how were you then, just to connect the dots. But you can do this yourself. That's why it's called self healing. But sometimes we give other people the power to control the narrative when we can do it ourselves if we only have the discipline or the desire more so. The desire is what's going to give you that action. It's going to push you. It's going to make you to do it yourself. So start writing down your earliest memories. Start writing down your life, how you felt, where you were, what happened, how it impacted you today. That will start to give you, you'll start to see like, oh, that did happen to me. So how, wow, so when I reacted like that last week, maybe that's a correlation, right? Write that down so that you can start analyzing yourself. You can start judging yourself in a way that is going to help you propel your life and help you make decisions today. Okay. So that's one exercise that you can do to get closer to yourself. To add a cherry on top of journaling, right? You can meditate on these things. That will make your experience even more grand. So after every journal entry, I want you to meditate on what you just wrote. I want you to see it. I want you to immerse yourself in your visualization as if you were that child at that time. I want you to feel the feelings that you were feeling when you were that age, doing that thing, being with that person, reacting in those ways. And these type of exercises will really, like, this is golden. This is golden right here. Like I'm really literally just come, like, this is golden. Writing down your life, all the sensory values during those times, and then meditating on it. Are you kidding me? You are almost guaranteed to unlock a different level of your consciousness by simply doing that. You are almost guaranteed to understand deeper about why you're doing the things you're doing today and why you are even attached to the things that no longer serve you. Why you're still attached to them and why you haven't had the confidence to let go of them. I promise you, if you do this and you start doing this as a practice, you will definitely start to unlock some new things within your mind that will give you the confidence to move forward confidently, okay? In your life, whatever direction it is that you want to go. Because another thing is, we need to start to identify what success is for us specifically. Like I just said, from the womb, we've been influenced by different things, and it's no fault to anyone. It's just the way that it is. But we have an idea of success for our personal lives based on these things, and they are not even truly attached to who we really are and who we really want to be. So, by doing this, you can also determine what type of life you want to live. And success is only the idea of what you want and going after it. So you can't go after something that you don't know. Some people see successful people and they try to mimic what they do to become who they are, but you are not that person. That person has already had their awakening, their realizations, and they have seen themselves the way that they are today. You cannot be like anyone because you are not like anyone. You are unique and special. And so I want you to take away from this video that if you are looking for answers, my dear millennial sister, because I know what it's like. I know what it's like, the confusion, the stress. Like, it's just like, which way do I go? I want this, but I have this. They got this. Why can't I have it? But it's going to start with you. It's going to start with, you identifying these things, and it can be scary. You can probably feel like you don't know, right? You're probably like, I can't trust myself, but I promise you, I'm going to repeat this. I promise you, if you start behaving in the things that you see, in your own vision, in your own mind, you start behaving, the quicker you can experience it, the quicker you can determine whether that's going to work for you or not. You may say, okay, I want to do hair, and you go to hair school and you turn out you don't like it, right? That's why you probably see so many people. If anybody's been watching my life closely, I've dabbled in a lot of things, right? And it wasn't until I started to think that people were watching me that I started to feel shame about it. But that was just my process of seeing what I wanted, going after it, and deciding whether it worked for me or not. That's your own personal journey. Okay, so don't be fearful. This is your own personal journey. And the only way that you're going to get to that next level, find the answers you're looking for, is by tapping inside of you, experiencing the things that you see, and determining who you want to be from there on out. Okay, so I hope that this helped you. And I'll see you in the next video.